Prime Minister Netanyahu, as he was running for re-election in Israel, decided to change his tune from his 2009 speech at Bar-Ilan University, where he said that he would actually adopt a two-state solution policy. He went back on that at one point in the campaign, and he said that his speech there was no longer relevant. Now, it was very clear that he was not interested in a two-state solution anymore. But if that wasn't clear enough, just a day before the election, he said, quote, "I think that anyone who moves to establish a Palestinian state and evacuate territory gives the territory away to radical Islamist attacks against Israel." So, no question about it, there will not be a two-state solution. He will never give the land back to the Palestinians because it would be giving it to radical Islamists who are going to destroy Israel. Very, very clear. The voters thought it was clear. Now, to his credit, it worked, and apparently the Israeli voters were interested in that, and they re-elected him. So now, right after the election, he's going to all of a sudden backpedal. Interesting.
Your hard turn right on the Palestinian issue, what you said about the Arab voters coming out in droves, they say are costing you support around the world.
Well, neither one is, the premises in your questions are wrong. I haven't changed my policy. I never retracted my speech in Bar-Ilan University 6 years ago, calling for a demilitarized Palestinian state that recognizes the Jewish state. What has changed is the reality. Abu Mazen, the Palestinian leader, refuses to recognize the Jewish state. He's made a pact with Hamas. We want that to change so we can realize a vision of real, sustained peace. And I don't want a one-state solution. I want a sustainable, peaceful two-state solution. But for that, circumstances have to change.
So, in other words, under these circumstances, you are not in favor of a two-state solution. And the things that he came out there, so me? No, I'm in favor of two states. It's an obvious lie. You just told us you weren't going to do it right before the election. So why? Why is he doing this? And think about where he's doing this. Why is the Prime Minister of Israel, right after the Israel elections, coming talking on American television? The reason is he's talking to a different audience. Now, it's very important for him that America be able to say, oh, no, of course Israel's trying for a two-state solution. Hey, Palestinians, just sit on your ass and wait around and wait. Don't go to the United Nations. Because after the elections, the Obama administration started dropping hints. Hey, you know what? If the Palestinians come to the United Nations asking for statehood, if you say you're never going to do a two-state solution, we might have to consider that. Now, that's a sea change. That's enormous. So here comes Netanyahu back to America saying, no, of course, yes, I meant we're going to continue to pretend to be in favor of a two-state solution, even though he just won re-election based on the most important and central promise that he would never do a two-state solution. So two different audiences. To the Israelis, yes, no, Palestinians never going to give them their land. Americans, yeah, of course, yeah, no, I'm totally considering giving them their land. Yeah, good one. No, don't support the Palestinians in the United Nations. Make sure that you're still on my side as I stall and build more and more settlements and never get to a peace deal. So now he also got in some trouble because he seemed to be saying, hey, I don't want Israeli Arabs to vote. Since they're voting in droves, let's get other people on my side to vote. Nothing wrong with asking your side to vote. That's the most elementary thing you can do in an election. But to say there's a problem because too many Israeli Arabs are voting, well, it's like saying for any minority in any country, I don't want those people to vote. Obviously, it seems discriminatory. So how do you answer all of this?
The way you talked about Arab voters and the way you talked about not going for a Palestinian state.
First of all, I'm very proud to be the Prime Minister of all of Israel's citizens, Arabs and Jews alike.
That's not the way it sounded on election day.
If you hear what I said, you might reconsider what you just said and what you quoted. I'm very proud of the fact that Israel is the one country in a very broad radius in which Arabs have free and fair elections. That's sacrosanct. That will never change. I'm concerned with a massive foreign-funded effort, massive foreign money.
Which foreign money? U.S. money?
Big NGOs that are coming in here with foreign money, and it's all over the place.
You said tens of millions of dollars.
Well, definitely millions, and I said it looks like maybe tens of millions of dollars that are coming into...
From America?
Among other places, foreign funders. That's important. But what has happened is that I said that they would try to get out votes for a specific party, an amalgamation of Islamists and other anti-Israel groups. And I said, when that happens, make sure we get out our vote. I wasn't trying to suppress a vote. I was trying to get something to counter a foreign-funded effort to get votes that are intended to topple my party. And I was calling on our voters to come out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when he said, watch out for the Israeli Arabs voting, he didn't mean it like that. He meant it completely opposite. Like, hey, wouldn't it be great if there were more voters in general, except the ones I don't like, who all happen to be Arabs. So now, I love the thing he said in the middle there about, oh no, the Arabs, we provide the only democracy in the Middle East where Arabs can vote. Except for all the Arabs living in the occupied territories, they don't really get to vote, they're occupied. So I know we always love to say it in America, Israel, the only democracy in the Middle East. Don't we have to add a huge kind of? I mean, it's a democracy for the people who get the vote, for the people they occupy, not at all a democracy. Quite the opposite of a democracy. So I like how we leave that out. Now, finally, the great irony here is, oh, the other guys are foreign funded. You don't know who's foreign funded? You can guess it already. Yep, Netanyahu. Who's the guy who's backing him? U.S. billionaire Sheldon Adelson. Do you know that he gave the quote about how he's not going to give the Palestinians any land to NRG website owned by Sheldon Adelson? Do you know that now the largest paper in Israel is Israel Hayom, and that is owned by Sheldon Adelson? Why is it the largest now? Because it's given away for free. The billionaire subsidizes it to push an agenda that's going to help people like Netanyahu get reelected. It's propaganda. It's not for a profit motive. Adelson doesn't make money from media. He gets media for marketing purposes. He makes money from casinos. Now, one of the things that he wants is he wants a super right-wing government in Israel. I believe that he is truly, does that for ideological purposes, but it also has a second purpose. Sheldon Adelson is very much against President Obama. He spent tens of millions of dollars trying to topple him by giving money to Newt Gingrich and then to Mitt Romney in the 2012 elections. Why is he so against President Obama? Because of his views on Israel? No, that's not the only thing. One of the things that President Obama wants to do is take away tax havens for really rich people who have money abroad. Most of Sheldon Adelson's money is made in Macau in China, and his casinos there. Money abroad. And then there are tax havens attached to that. And so defeating Obama for Adelson is a venture that could net him hundreds of millions of dollars. So he helps provide free propaganda for Netanyahu, among other advantages he gives Netanyahu, and then he tells Netanyahu, go and undermine the president here in the United States, and I'll kill two birds with one stone. And Netanyahu says, of course, sir, absolutely, sir. How can I help you, sir? And then he ironically turns around and said, oh, the other guys are foreign funded. No, you're foreign funded. And in the end, don't believe the hype. What he said before the election is exactly what he means. He is not going to do a two-state solution. He's never been interested in one, never made any real effort towards one. The proof's in the pudding. All he's ever done is throw roadblocks in front of it, build more settlements, antagonize the Palestinians, never listen to his American partners, and he's going to continue that policy. And he said, under the current situation, it's all their fault, and I'm never going to give them their land. And that's it. It's going to be occupied indefinitely as long as Netanyahu is in charge. So all this propaganda is total and utter BS aimed for the American media. Don't believe the hype.